Hey guys, Ekim here, and I just want to talk to you about some day-to-day knife care and maintenance. Just to kind of keep your blades clean and have a nice fresh edge on them. Maybe get ahead of it before it gets too gunked up and you got to do a complete tear down. So that's just what we're going to do today. I'm not going to tear this completely down. I just got home from work. So as you can see, I used my blades. It's all covered in that wonderful tape snot looking stuff that everybody loves. So we're going to clean this up. We're going to lube it, and because I'm not going to carry this tomorrow, I'm going to put it in storage. I don't know when I'm going to carry it next. I'll show you how I store them and how to lube them up and just get some basic cleaning and maintenance. So alright, first thing I want to do is get rid of that tape. That makes me crazy. It doesn't really do anything to the blade. It makes it sticky, obviously, but I hate that. So what works really, really well to get rid of that, you know what, let's get rid of this paper towel so you can see it. What works really well to get rid of that is this Zippo lighter fluid. You could also use WD-40 or even rubbing alcohol, but this definitely works the best. I have a bunch of Zippos too that I use daily, so I just happen to have this around, and even if you don't have a Zippo, go buy this. It works great for getting rid of that nasty tape stuff. So anyway, you can just pour a little bit on the paper towel. That's more than enough. Wipe off your blade. And that's about it. I want to make sure, obviously, be careful not to cut yourself. And just got one little spot there, but you can see the majority of it's off. You might want to flip over and use a clean side. It bled through this side too, so I'll use the clean side. And get it all off. And this is literally what I do when I get home from work. So I'm not just doing this for the camera. This is what I really do. Alright. Nice and clean now. Look at that. So definitely try out the Zippo lighter fluid. Okay. One thing I want to note, and this goes for the lighter fluid or any lubricant that you plan on using. If you cut up your food with your EDC blade, be careful what lubricant or lighter fluid you choose to use on your blades. You might want to go something food safe. Now, the lighter fluid works great and all, but I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to eat it. Alright, so just be aware of that. I'm not too concerned, especially, you know what, especially if you're feeding little kids or something like that who may be more susceptible to some kind of toxicity. Just be aware of that. But it's just me, and I'm sure I've had enough chemicals for the day. A little bit of lighter fluid ain't going to kill me, so I wipe it off completely anyway. The lubricant that I do use is food safe, so we'll get into that now. Well, actually, before the lubricant, what I want to do is get yourself some Q-tips. Now, if this was a flow-through type knife, you could just get in the back here with the Q-tips. But this isn't, so I could just go in like this, jam it in there, get all that nasty pocket lint and garbage out of there. Just real quick. That's all it takes. One little quick pass through. And you can see it's clean enough. Like I said, I'll give it a complete cleaning when I do a tear down, which I think I'll do that in a separate video. But that's it. I just go one little Q-tip, run it through there real quick, so you don't get the 3 pounds of pocket lint stuck in the mechanics of your knife. Not really necessary, but I do it. Okay, now lube. It really doesn't matter what kind of lube you're using. I think the biggest thing is going to be where you store it, corrosion resistance, obviously, and what you plan to use it for. So if you live in Florida, let's say, and you leave these outside in a shed for whatever reason, it's going to be exposed to a lot of humidity, so you might want to do some homework and some research and find out what's the best lubricant to prevent rust. If you use it for food, like I said, you might want to get something food safe like Frog Lube. Or if you're just in a normal, I don't know, you live in Arizona or something like that, it's dry, you really might not even need to lube it unless it's a carbon steel. In that case, you might get away with something as simple as WD-40 or this Benchmade Blue Lube. Oh, this isn't even the lube, this is the cleaner. But it has a little bit of lubricant in it, so this is doable too. I have used this before. It's alright. Nothing special, really. So, okay, we cleaned the gunk off the blade, we stropped it up, let's say. You could either do this before you take it out or before you put it away. I tend to do it before I put it away, so you strop it up real quick. If you don't know how to strop, go check out my stropping video. We cleaned it out with a Q-tip, so now what? Lately I've been using Frog Lube, and it comes in this paste. You can see I use it a lot. Because it is food safe, I know it's counterproductive with this lighter fluid, but to each their own, I guess. So I'll use this Frog Lube. Now with this stuff, you have to heat it up, heat up the metal to get it in there. I mean, you can put it on there and just wipe it off, but to do it right, you heat up the metal and it'll get into the pores of the metal. Because of the way I store it, it's kind of exposed, and in the summertime it does get humid here on Long Island. It is an island. So I have to worry a little bit about rust. Not so much as you guys in Florida or something like that. So, to apply Frog Lube, I got this itty bitty little hair dryer. One of those travel ones. You see it's about the size of the knife. So I'll heat up the blade. So, bear with me guys, it's probably going to be loud. So, heat this up. Now you don't want to cook your knife. Do not, use a lighter or anything that's going to get more hotter than like 150 degrees or however hot these things get. So just heat it up a little bit. Don't go crazy. If it's too hot to touch, it's too hot. This is about where we want it. So a few seconds with the hair dryer. And now I'll take a little bit of Frog Lube on a Q-tip. That's a little too much. But that is fine. And you can see it turns into a liquid just about as soon as you hit the warm steel. See? You can even warm it up a little bit more and that blob would just turn into a liquid. You just kind of rub it on there. All the metal. Do not get any lube on the lock face. So in this case, it's a ball lock, and so that's not a big deal. You're not going to get lube back there. You don't want to get it in there, okay? Especially on liner locks or frame locks or anything like that. You just want to do the blade, and like I said, do not lube any critical parts such as your liners or something like that, your liner locks. Alright, geez, I'm kind of rambling this one. Okay, so you see there's a bunch of excess. That's way too much. Don't need that. Just going to take a paper towel, wipe it off. That's it again. You don't need it soaking wet. That's more than enough. The Frog Lube, the way it works is it'll, like I said, soak into the pores of the metal once you heat it up. That's the point of heating it. See, nice and clean. There is a very thin layer of lubricant on it, so that'll help with the rust and keeping it lubed or anything. Now, one thing to note, guys, I know some people do it. I do not. Do not take oil and just dump it in there, please. I know some people do it. You want to free up the action on your knife. Don't just pour it in there. You're going to end up screwing something up, or you might end up attracting dirt and garbage in there. You don't want that either. Alright, if you're going to lubricate the pivot and the action of your knife, take it apart if you know what you're doing. Okay, if you don't know what you're doing, just be careful or contact somebody that does know what you're doing. Like I said, I'll make a separate video just for that. So don't go taking apart your knife just yet if you don't know how to do it. Okay, this is just really to prevent rust and just everyday care. So now that it's all lubed up, I'll put it away. Now, I store it on these magnet bars. You get them at Harbor Freight for like $5. So I get a bunch of these hanging up in the closet. And when I go in there to get my clothes for the day, I grab a blade for the day. You see, they just stick. That's it. Now, if you have little kids, you might want to consider something else. You could store them anywhere. I have a gun safe, but it's kind of full at the moment, so I don't store any of this stuff in a safe. I just leave it out. I swap them out so often that I just leave them out. I don't have little kids or anything. Excuse me. So it's not a big deal. It's not a safety issue. You could throw them in a drawer. You can put them on a shelf. It really doesn't matter. That's completely up to you. It's really not critical. Not like a rifle where you really should have it in a climate-controlled area. But yeah, that's about it, guys. See, nothing really to it. Just do some little homework on your lubricant of choice. A quick little wipe down on your blade. Little strop in at the end of the day. And put it away. That's it. Alright guys, I'll catch you on the next one.